Exportar. Las industrias creativas han sido central en muchos de los programas que hemos hecho anteriormente y por supuesto todo lo que apoye las industrias creativas de la República Dominicana es parte de lo que nosotros presentamos, defendemos y promovemos en este programa. Trinidad y Tobago, en Trinidad y Tobago y en Santa Lucía se ha creado una empresa novedosa para apoyar a las industrias creativas del Caribe y por lo tanto nos hemos contactado a Lorraine O'Connor, General Manager de C15, a very new and exciting company from Trinidad and Tobago. Hello, Lorraine. Can you please tell us a little bit about C15?
Sure. Hi, good evening. So C15 Studios is a cash flow solutions company for the Caribbean creative sector. So C15, C is creative, Caribbean, and 15 sectors across the creative industries, going from animation all the way to wellness and including film, fashion, music, technology, carnival arts, and the list goes on. So yes, we want to bring support and assist the creative economy to build out and partner with creative projects to help them develop into full-fledged businesses.
Yes, and it's very important because usually when people think about supporting cultural creative industries, we're talking about sponsorships and those type of things, but this is about businesses.
Yeah.
So can you please explain the distinction?
Sure. So yes, I always tell people that we are not a bank, we are not a sponsor. So it's a little different where we are here to support your cash flow. So we have different financial products, if you want to call it that way, where we can come and assist you to accelerate your cash flow by, if you have invoices, for example, if you have commitments from a buyer who are paying at 30, 60 days, but you need that cash up front, we will facilitate that. So we will advance you the cash for a fee, a small fee, but we'll advance you that cash and then we'll be reimbursed when the money comes in from your client. The advantage of this, of course, it allows you to move faster. That's why we call it accelerate, because it gives you access to cash flow without having to sign off your house or your car or your personal guarantee. So that's the big difference than if you go to a bank. If you go to a bank, they will want some kind of security. What we are taking as security is the purchase order. So of course, from reputable companies, Caribbean or international companies, is what we would look for.
That is a good point, because usually, of course, creative people is an intangible good, and we have intangible assets, and that is very hard for traditional financing institutions throughout the region to understand the difference, and it's a big challenge to have access to finance. What kind of, you mentioned invoices, are there other type of collateral forms of payments that are being considered?
Well, yes, for example, it could be, if you're a performing artist, so it could be a booking, a contract, any contractual commitment, in fact, be it a booking, be it a purchase order, or be it a sales, pre-sales, for example, for film or so on, if you have pre-sales. So all of that can be financed. The rebate in Trinidad and Tobago, there's a cash rebate on filming in Trinidad and Tobago. This cash rebate also exists in Puerto Rico. So, those are things that we can look at. So anything contractual, we'd be willing to advance on that. So that is one level of financing. Of course, the other level of financing is where we would inject capital or equity into your company, where we would see, that would make financial sense. You come to us, you say, well, we have this investment, this idea or this project, and we need, financing to make it happen. So that is also another level of investment that's being offered.
And a lot of times artists hear a lot of people that, have run scams, have really promised things that they didn't deliver. but this is a company also that has that's part of a group that has a lot of financial uh, experience. So can you tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about that?
And that's interesting that you mentioned that, because actually I was just speaking with an artist, and they were asking those questions. So Caribbean artists tend to be very cautious and and protective of themselves and their work. They always feel that they might be taken advantage of. So I really want to say that the backing behind C15 Studios is two very reputable financial companies, KCL Capital Brokers and Aspire Fund Management. So they're both Trinidad-based companies, but they invest in heavy industry, more oil and gas, construction, maybe pharmaceuticals and financial products. So they are very well established in the marketplace. They're investing money from credit unions and serious organizations. So they're very reputable, and we feel that we are backed by solid financial people. And one may ask, but why would financial people want to invest in the creative industry that is so volatile and intangible? Well, actually they believe and they see it as the industry of the future, and really creative content, intellectual property, copyright and all that. We are now understanding the value of these things in the Caribbean. And so that is where in a progressive and avant-garde kind of approach, they're doing something that no other company in the Caribbean has really put in place in this way.
For some Dominican companies, when they enter into contact with companies or organizations in the English-speaking Caribbean, sometimes when people in CARICOM say Caribbean, they mean CARICOM. But really, C15 Studio is born with a true Caribbean, broader Caribbean in mind. Yes. Can you elaborate a little bit about that?
Well, yeah, very important. And that's why I really didn't want it to be limited to the English-speaking Caribbean. It had to embrace the whole Caribbean. I am actually half French. So I was adamant that Martinique, Guadeloupe be part of it, or well, the French islands down to French Guyana, and same with the Spanish. Like, we can't disassociate from this, and the Dutch. So the Caribbean is a conglomerate of different cultures and peoples and so on. And we have to embrace that, and that is our strength. And really, I see how C15 can help bring this Caribbean more together, so that we have power in numbers, so people take more notice of what we do, because we're a bigger force by coming together.
So if a Dominican company from the creative industry would like to have access to those finance, what would be the steps they have to take?
So the first step is go to our website, c15studios.com. On our website, you actually have onboarding forms. And if you're not ready to fill out the form because you have questions and so on, you can send us through the contact sheet, hello@c15studios.com. You can send us a request for a meeting, and we will gladly meet with you to discuss more and give you more information.
Is C15 Studio also open for investors?
Of course, very much so, because we see this as building a community of creatives supporting creatives. So definitely interested in partnering. Like, I feel like we feel very strongly about creating strategic partnerships, and that's why we would love to work with people in DR and in other territories that are not as familiar, if you want, with the South Caribbean. So I'm really excited about any opportunity we could have to have business in DR, and please reach out to us through our website, hello@c15studios.com.
Can you give us some examples of the type of projects that you're looking at, so that some people get an idea, okay, my project, it has potential there?
Well, of course, for example, anything that's being manufactured in the Caribbean and exported, we're interested in once it, ties into the creative sector. So it could be beauty. So for example, soaps, shampoos, any healthcare products can work. Of course, film, feature films, short films, music projects, also technology, apps. If you're building games or apps, very interested in that. So go on our website. Our website has a list of the sectors, and really and truly, what I would say though is we would be more inclined to supporting something that's more developed than just an idea. So, it's great to have an idea. You can come and share it with us and we can give you feedback, but really we would then encourage you to put it together, in a business plan way with budgets and financial projections and so on, because remember, it's a financial institution backing us. So they're going to want to see the numbers, and the numbers have to make sense.
Yeah, I think that's very, very important, because usually the artists are so concentrated in the creative part, but you also have to write down or find somebody that helps you with the business side of things, to be able to, even with the flexibility of an organization as C15 Studio, you still need to get the numbers, like you said, and approach it from that sense. Recently, we interviewed somebody that is in the music sector, and he was saying that just for streaming, last year, the Dominican artists generated $50 million in total. I mean, just taking it into the streaming, from the streaming platform. So I'm sure there's a lot of potentials for business.
Yes. And I would love to know more about the industries in Dominican Republic. So please feel, really encouraging you all to write us, reach out to us. Let's hear more. Let's see, how we can support you to make your business grow and to really take the Caribbean economy to the world, creative economy to the world.
All right. So they can go to the website. They can also join your social media, right?
Yes, so we are on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. We're all over. Actually, right now, we have a competition. If you like a picture, we have a giveaway from one of our clients, which is some beauty products. So yeah, check out our social media at C15 Studios.
Thank you so much, Lorraine, for that information. And for you, this is the moment. Este es el momento y una institución para apoyarlos a ustedes. Thank you very much.
Gracias.